Let's get it.
Scotch, bourbon, and rye, yeah, we on that whiskey. Wanna discuss an array of topics, conversation simply. Gonna drop your whiskey bars with the sip hitting fold. Could you pass it? You want more? Another glass, let it flow. Steady pour. Steady pour. Yeah, a steady pour. A steady pour of growing, a steady pour of sharing, a steady pour of knowing. Now pass that Glen Carry. So pull up a chair, grab a glass, and enjoy a melanin-infused perspective with a whiskey twist. Yeah, yeah, a steady pour.
Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Welcome to a Steady Pour podcast.
What was that?
I'm the Pour Coach Drew.
Calvin.
Tony, what's up?
I'm Darius.
I don't know why your endings surprise me every single time, and I know it's coming.
Here we go.
He's excited. He's excited. I
He
think.
is, but it always catches me off guard, and I don't know why. That's my problem.
One
known this guy a long time.
One episode, we should all just go with it.
Yeah,
we should all
that's-
just go full force Drew. Like one
That's-
episode.
That's how excited people are to listen to the episode.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm just giving the energy.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You know what I
feel you.
mean?
I feel you.
It's the pre-energy.
You
You
know what I
put
mean?
the
You
energy
put it out there, you
hope
get
we'll
it back.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just imagining when they would hit the episode and they hit play and they in the car.
Here
wherever
we
they
go,
are.
yo. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Yay.
Right?
A steady pour, yo. Here we go. I dig it. I dig it. I love it.
That
I love
definitely
it.
sounded like some 90s.
It did.
It did.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
All right, welcome to a Steady Pour podcast. So actually, we didn't even name this segment, but we wanted to pretty much do episodes where we just give you a quick whiskey review.
Yes.
What do you want to? Do we know what we want to call this? Like a steady pourette? Or like
Steady pour. That
Absolutely
sounds
not.
very interesting. Choice of
I'm vetoing
words.
that name right now.
Well,
We'll
drop
have
a
to- we'll have to
bar.
think on the name a little bit.
Yes,
Drop
we
a bar,
will.
bar drop.
No,
Whiskey
I don't want
bar.
to be too on the nose. Like that's.
and this is why it takes us a while to come up with stuff.
Yeah.
So, but
Start a Google Doc on that. You Chat GPT will have some ideas for us.
Right.
Some Skynet.
It totally
Skynet
would.
would be like, yes.
totally would.
Solve all our
It's gonna
problems.
come
And-
up with
And we will take
a
you over.
steady pourette.
Steady for it.
That's exactly where you got it from.
So we're gonna get right into this whiskey review, and so Tony brought something, and you know he said, "Yeah, I'm bringing some whiskey," but he came in with a shoebox, and I was like,
What's up?
"Oh, you got some sneakers too, or something?"
Like
That was a first.
As shoebox.
That was the first.
The
yeah.
actual size of a shoebox.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Open it." And so we did, and I was like, "Yo."
Comically small bottle compared to the shoe. It's not that weird.
Right. We appreciate it.
It was just like
But it is comically small inside of a shoebox.
thought
There
it
was some confetti in there. You know,
thought it was
I
some
had no
confetti.
choice but to have all confetti
just rolling
in
around by
there.
itself.
the whole box was confetti, and then the corner over here was like, "Hey, you found me."
It's me,
Right. I'm here. Also,
But what we have is 2XO,
Yeah.
the Sneakerhead Blend,
Yes, sir.
hence the shoebox.
can anybody even find this anymore?
I've seen it places.
It's out.
Have
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
I've seen it.
it's-
Total
yeah.
Wine.
Does
That's
the-
pretty
Now, is
available.
this an ongoing blend or was just like a limited release kind of thing? And that
I don't
was
know
it?
if they're going to do new releases of that. I think he kind of does like one version of it and then moves
Okay.
on to like this is the 5th version of his Icon series. So he has like different
Okay.
different blends that he does.
Yeah.
They'll come out with those and then move on to a different one.
I haven't.
All right.
I haven't seen this in stores. Where would you get it? Does TSR have it?
Like repeat? I don't know. I don't know. You could check. You could check.
Something tells me
Where? Yeah,
probably not.
No. What about? Where? No, but seriously, where would you?
I mean, I've seen it in just random retail stores.
Yeah, I've seen it
honestly,
randomly. I've
for,
seen it.
for
I've
about
definitely
MSRP.
seen
Yeah.
the company pop
XO.
up more and
Yeah, yeah,
more.
Correct.
I was actually in one of them big box brands, liquor stores a couple days ago, and I saw they had a selection of
2X.
their whiskeys.
So we can't tell you where to get it, but
It's a really,
There's a good chance you'll be able to find it.
so I'm actually intrigued, to see what this tastes
What
like.
sneakers taste like?
Well, what makes this a sneakerhead blend?
Willy Wonka.
Like,
What makes it a sneakerhead blend?
Yeah.
You mean what about how he blended it and kind of?
Right.
I mean, I can read the.
Does that even?
Yeah.
So he says it's it's like I said, it's the 5th release in the Icon series. Each blend is different and bears its own name and symbol, inspired by something in Dixon's life. The Sneakerhead Blend comes from Dixon's love and passion for sneaker culture, as well as collectibles that represents one's unique sense of style.
Gotcha.
Sneakerhead Blend lands rich and heavy on the mid palate with spice and pepper for a long, smooth finish.
Don't need that.
So I was able to go to the release party,
Of course you were.
which
You went to the
of
release
course you
party?
Of course you were there.
By yourself.
Did you have to wear kicks or something? Like
no,
that?
I didn't have to wear. Well, I did wear some sneaks. I actually saw our guy Rashawn.
Okay. All right. Shout
From
out
New
to Bar
Jersey,
Time
you know what I
Stories.
mean?
Yes,
I think he's a
sir,
Montclair guy too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Rashawn.
Nice,
Bar Time
nice.
Stories. But yeah, it was a cool event, man. They actually had a pair of high top sneakers, Nike sneakers,
Okay.
that had like a sneakerhead, theme to them.
Okay.
And it was a little fishy. Mike ended up winning those sneakers. I'm like, how does that work?
Right.
How did he win that? How did it happen?
I guess
They just said,
randomly
"Hey, you
like they
got
pick
this?"
numbers out of a hat, but I'm
Quite
like,
the coincidence.
the owner of the bar wins. I don't know. Shout out to Mike though, man. Thank you
Oh,
for the invite.
he sounds salty.
I know, it's a little
I
fishy.
want
It's
to
a little
hear those
fishy.
sneakerheads.
Yeah.
But
no,
Like a
it
real
was-
sus right now.
It was a cool event. It seemed like a very like industry hip, you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
thing. Like there was a lot of people there, who are like writers in the industry and stuff like that.
You
So,
were there.
I mean, I don't know why I was there,
You know,
but it was cool. It was a good
Because
time.
they got
Don't
Tony from a
downplay
Steady
yourself.
Pour podcast.
Why you down?
We got Tony from a Steady Pour
The industry
podcast.
guys in there, I don't know why I was. You are
Hey,
an industry guy.
I passed out some of our cards. I met Jen, who's the head of the PR department there, and that's
Shout
how
out
we
to
got the
Jen.
samples. So,
Shout out to
Jen.
Jen.
Thank you, Jen.
All right.
You gotta put
Appreciate
boots
you.
in the streets sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Like we say, Tone's out there in these streets.
trying.
Not trying, bro.
Trying.
You doing it.
Definitely succeeding.
Yeah.
Definitely doing it, man. We appreciate you, bro.
But
So, but yeah, I think we should open it up
Pour this
and see how it is.
little ass
Open that
bottle.
door.
of-
I think we should say MSRP is $100 for this.
Okay.
And does it say the proof on there? Trying to find it somewhere else.
it does not.
Does not. Should know that.
Bed.
Sounds like some bullshit.
All right. Well, I'll look that up while you guys are pouring it out.
All right, so now we're all poured up.
Poor me.
Yeah, let's get in. What was the proof on this, Tone?
104.
104.
Okay. Off nose, I would have said it was a higher proof than that.
Yeah. Get some heat on there.
I'd have gotten 110 plus.
Darius, what are you getting on the nose?
Yeah, I would agree with Kyle with a little bit. I thought it was a little bit higher initially, but I am liking the aroma. I'm getting kind of fruity notes, a little bit of banana bread on the nose for me. And that's
Tony, what about you? What you got on the nose?
Yeah, some similar things. Some fruity notes. Definitely some like, I don't know. There's almost like a pastry, like a cake or like a custard, something like that. Like a very rich kind of creamy note to it too, and a little bit of heat. Like we said, I don't know, for 104 proof, I wasn't really expecting it to have that much heat on the nose, but it's a nice blend on the nose.
For me on the nose, I'm getting more sweetness. I'm not getting much fruit. I get sweetness, like syrupy, like you were saying as well, pastry, maybe like a tasty cake.
Tasty cake.
Right.
What about you,
Getting
Gal?
Edmonds on the nose.
You already said that. Should we go in for the taste?
Did I already say mine?
I think you started with the aroma. Oh, you said. Okay.
He's got more to say.
You got more to say?
I do. Because
Let him speak. Let him speak.
I kind of agree with the banana bread, but more the bread part than the banana.
Yeah.
But
100%.
like that same similar profile. But I'm also getting a lot of the like oak, grassy notes in there. Which I kind of like actually. Because it's with the sweetness, with the other notes, it blends well. You know what I mean? At least on the nose.
Nice.
It's a nice aroma.
Yeah, it's pretty pleasant actually. The taste is pretty pleasant also, actually. I might as well go first. It's a lot sweeter on the tasting notes than I thought it was gonna be. I'm still getting those earthy kind of notes, and the sweetness is not necessarily from the banana bread. It's a different type of sweetness, but it's pretty good. I still get that heat, that heat on the right. I don't want to say it's at the end because it kind of starts midway, and it like spikes high, and then it just kind of coasts off. But yeah, it's not bad.
Tony, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's got kind of a similar palate to what I was getting on the nose as well. You know, some of the fruit note, less fruit, honestly, I would say on the palate, and more of just the pastry kind of bready notes. Not a whole lot of a journey for me really on this one. It's just kind of pushes through. It's pleasant. I mean, it's easy to sip, but you know, I wouldn't say there's a lot of complexity to it on the palate or on the finish, but it's very easy to sip. Yeah.
Is it easy to sip all the way through though?
Yeah.
I feel like it's easy on the initial.
You would say on the finish it's not maybe as the finish is a little harsh.
From mid through, I think it gets a little hot.
And maybe that's where that heat comes in.
Once you start more and more, it kind of starts to build.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pleasant. I don't think it's anything crazy or to rave about, but it's solid. Yeah.
Darius, what about you? What you got?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everyone. Sentiments. I think the earth notes comes through for me for the palate too, for sure, more than the banana bread, which I was kind of hoping to get more of that from the palate, and it was like, nah, I got you. But there's that, like Tone said, more of the bread note there, and kind of ingrained with the earth note. And then, that mid section is just like, it's like high. We were a little bit hot. And then it kind of just stays there. But the initial flavor I really enjoyed. Just the whole package itself, it was kind of like, it left me wanting a little bit more from it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. For me, this drink's hotter than 104. I guess in your description, thinking about it a little bit more, Cal, midway through, it comes through a little hot. I'd say it's definitely, like 118 is what it feels like midway through.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And then, the finish, it comes down to 104.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of the notes that I'm getting, it's right there with the nose in terms of there is a bit of sweet pastry there as well, but I was a little surprised by the heat that came midway through. So I'd say you get some sweet, some of the oak, some bread. Yeah, I think for me what stands out is the fact that it definitely drinks hotter than 104.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So, you ready for the pours?
Born ready.
Sure.
All right. Who wants to go? Darius.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to go below a 3. I feel like it's kind of doing a disservice. It's not that level, but I'm definitely a little bit mad at it.
So that sounds like
I know. As I'm talking, I'm like, you know what? I think it is below a 3. So I'm gonna go 2.75 for me.
Okay.
Where I'm a little mad at it, but I do want to try a little bit more. But it's like I don't know. Maybe
depending on the price.
Depending on the price, and maybe let it air out a little bit. Maybe do the drop of water, which is a thing that it could like bring some of that heat out of it.
You know what? I think that is a good justification to call it cocktail anybody. Yeah. I feel like if you have to kind of think about how you would edit it, so to speak.
It's a good point.
I think that's what kind of to the.
It's not saying it's bad. Like it's just certain things you can do to enhance it a little bit.
Right.
Not at its central core point, but 2.75 for me.
Cool.
Tony, how much of a pour?
I'm around where Darius is at. I have a little bit higher. I'm just gonna say 3. I'm not mad at it. I don't think there's anything to elevate it above that. I don't think it's spectacular really in any way. It's just kind of a pleasant pour, I would say. I do get what Cal's talking about. The finish hits a little rough, and what Drew is saying, like it drinks hotter than it is, so it kind of takes away from that like pleasant pour type thing that I'm saying. But I think there's enough of those notes that are pleasant in it, especially like the nose and the initial taste, that it's solid for me. And I can kind of overlook some of the other aspects of it, but I wouldn't put it any higher than a 3. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll go. I think I'm right there with Darius. I would give it a 2.75.
Wow.
And now that, when I was saying about in terms of drinking hotter, I keep in mind we're talking about me here. I kind of like, like a higher proof. I guess I was just surprised. My palate wasn't calibrated. You know what I mean?
Recalibrate.
Yeah, it was like, so 704. I was trying to, but yeah. So I mean, there wasn't really for me in terms of a journey there and the finish. And what stood out again was it did drink hotter, I guess. Yeah, I'd say it's right. 2.75 is right there for me.
All right, I guess that's on me. And I guess I have to go with my justification, which is if you feel like you as the individual could make it better, then it's gotta be below 3, right?
Yeah.
Especially if that's one of the main things that you're taking away. Like, well, if I had a little water, if I do this, if I do that, it might give it that little boost that it would need to be like, I'm not mad at it. Now, I can sip on this and be okay. Like, if somebody told me, oh, this is what we got to drink for tonight, am I mad at it? No, but I might try to edit it. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm gonna go with the 2.75.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Cool. Well, there you have it.
Yes, sir.
If you guys got a chance to try the Sneakerhead Blend, let us know where you guys are at with it.
Yeah. I just to mention also, I think that's something that factors into it. I mean, it shouldn't factor into our review on the pours or anything, but this being $100 at MSRP, I think there's a lot better for that price range or under that. You know what I mean?
I mean, 100%.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that might be why you're seeing a plethora of it on the shelves, and it's not, you know what I mean? Like,
wait, are you?
Honestly, yeah, it's.
You seen the Sneakerhead Blend?
I've seen it before.
Dude,
I've seen
the
it.
Sneakerhead Blend.
Yeah, I've seen it. I would say
Where am I?
It's out.
this was about a month or so ago.
Total
but
Wine had it.
Total Wine definitely
Were
got a
you
bunch of them out there. I've seen it.
No, I've seen 2XO.
No, it was the
Sneakerhead.
sneaker on the bottle. I remember seeing it. The sneaker fleet,
yeah.
the sneaker.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's out.
That might not be fair. They might have put more, quantity out of it, so that might be why we're seeing a lot of it. But I think a lot of consumers are looking at that price point and being like, 104 proof. I'm not really hearing crazy things about it.
So you're thinking it really should have been more like 69, 79?
Yeah, 75. 60. I mean, this would be solid for that. You know what I mean? I just feel like
off the shelf.
Yeah,
immediately.
I just feel like $100 for that price point. You're expecting a little bit more,
Especially given all the other things that are in that price point.
right? Now he has other things in his portfolio. He has the Gem of Kentucky which is a single barrel series.
Okay.
And that's a higher price point, but it's also a higher proof. It's more complex. It's like there's a lot going on there. He definitely knows what he's doing. He was, did Kentucky Owl with the Carters and stuff before they did Old Carter. That was kind of their project. So I'm not trying to say that he doesn't know what he's doing. I just think this blend for the price.
As Drew would say,
get back in the gym.
get back in the gym.
He famously did tell Freddie know that, right?
You did say that to a master distiller
on Little Book
Chapter 6.
fourth generation.
Was it 4?
Was it?
Oh, it was 4.
Was it
Yeah.
the rice one?
Yeah, that's the one Paul really liked. He said, "Get back in the gym.
Back in the you were shooting.
Work on them free throws, my guy.
You were
Yeah,
killing
keep
it.
shooting.
Man.
Bring that
Something
percentage
happened.
up."
Nope.
Something happened.
That is hilarious.
They haven't come out with another rice one yet, have they? Right?
They were listening.
Yeah.
to you,
I'm
Drew.
sure. I'm sure
Yeah,
you're
your
the one
input.
that.
Right.
They watched
That
that.
put it
They
over
were
the
like,
top.
wow.
Paul's crying
Yeah,
big
like,
tears right now, man. But shout out
Drew
to
didn't
2X.
like it.
Shout out to 2XO for sending us this, man. We really appreciate it.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Well, like I said, if you guys had this, let us know what you guys think. If you copped it off the shelf, what you tasted, what you like about it, or what you didn't. Let us know where we're at with our reviews, and we'll catch you next time. Deuces from a steady pour.
See y'all.
Peace.
Peace. Much love to y'all.
Well, that concludes this episode of a Steady Pour podcast. Make sure you follow on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube